I can't quite believe I'm going to do this, but I am going to come to the defense of the World Health Organization. I actually don't think it's fair at all the way that the WHO is being bashed for its position on lockdowns. If you haven't caught up on this, the WHO seems to have caused quite a stir by asking that world leaders stop using lockdowns as their first option for controlling COVID-19. And the concern that the WHO has is the impact on the poor. Now, as you can imagine, this has drawn flack. Michael Baker in particular says he's, quote, irate that these comments are inappropriate and don't apply to New Zealand. But I wonder if people are losing the nuance in these comments. The WHO is not criticising lockdowns per se. They are simply saying that lockdowns should not be the first option. They should only be used if all other options are exhausted. And then they should be used to buy time in order to set up better systems like contact tracing or testing, which should really then become the first option. So take, for example, our first lockdown. They're not criticising that. That was arguably an appropriate lockdown to buy New Zealand time, to avoid a swamping of the health system, and to allow authorities to set up our contact tracing and testing systems. And now that we have those systems, we should not have future lockdowns unless things threaten to get out of control. Now, arguably, New Zealand might be open to criticism for our second lockdown in Auckland because we did actually have adequate contact tracing and testing systems, so we're told, but we went for the nuclear option in Auckland anyway. It feels to me like what's going on here is the whole lockdown thing seems to have become quite binary for people. It seems you either support lockdowns in any circumstance, however often they happen, and that would signal to everyone that you care for people. Or you don't support lockdowns ever because you care more about money. And obviously it's just not that binary. I mean, lockdowns are like anything, appropriate sometimes and inappropriate other times, and the WHO is only expressing that reality. So given that the nuance of the WHO argument has been lost here, let's put it simply, right? Lockdowns are necessary sometimes, but they are the nuclear option, so they should only be used when all else is going to fail. What's the problem with that?